Hi, I'm Anthony from bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com, and in this video we will look at the rhythm guitar concept that turns beginners into intermediate players. I know this is not hype or something, this is a really crucial part. If you incorporate this in your rhythm guitar playing, it will get wings and it will go places. And I'm talking about making your rhythm playing sound like the great guitarists. They're not only using one little part like a little riff that all beginners start out with, but they use a lot of other things in their guitar playing. And even though it will sound very difficult what I'm about to play, I will make it easy to grasp what I'm doing, and I will explain it then by step on how to do it. So I first give you an example. Instead of playing this little riff here, I'm gonna incorporate a lot of chord changes in it as well. And this concept is called chord phrasing. If you know about lead guitar phrasing, it is how we tell a story with our guitar playing by making it sound like phrases. And we can do the same thing with chords actually, and it's a very interesting subject to study. And I wrote a free blues guitar ebook on this subject, so if you want to go really deep into this, check out the free ebook on bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. You can download it for free with all the tablatures. But essentially what is in that ebook there are these little riffs combined with a lot of chords, and we can use these chords to decorate our guitar playing and make it sound more interesting. So I will first play an example of how this can sound, and then I will take you through it step by step. So this is actually a full-fledged example of this chord phrasing concept, and while it might sound difficult, in fact it is not. It just takes practice and knowing how to combine the little riffs like this with the chords. And if you know about the 12-bar progression, you know that we have a certain structure in which we operate, and we can play these little basic blues riffs, or we can be playing chords like A7. So for example, during the first bars of our 12-bar standard blues progression, a lot of times we play the A7 chord for 4 beats. But instead of only playing this A7 chord, we can be playing those little riffs in between as well, so we can jump from one to the next concept, so from the riff to the chords, and it will sound much more interesting than if you would play this riff for 4 beats, 4 measures, or if we would play the chord for 4 measures. So we can then incorporate the two by experimenting. And as I explained before, if you want to get the tabs of all this, the tablature, check out the free ebook on bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. So now I played a little riff here, and then I played the A7 chord. And then in the example just the other minute, I played also this chord here. I slid into the D9 chord at the 5th fret. It's an example of where we are more decorating the D7 chord, because the D7 chord is used a lot in blues playing. We can play it here as an open chord. We can play it over here as sort of a C7 chord, but we're just shifting it up on the fretboard, so the root note is located here on the D note, thus D7 chord. and now I'm playing, instead of this bluesy sounding D7 chord, I'm playing the jazzier, soulful sounding D9 chord. And then we can learn a lot of these chord shapes. And what I always tell my blues students is that the more well-rounded your chord vocabulary is, the more of these interesting choices you have at your fingertips. Which means if I only know this chord shape over here, the D7 chord, well, then that's my only option for decorating the little D7 blues riff. Which doesn't sound really bad, but if I also use or know this D7 chord, and I also have this D9 chord in my chord vocabulary, or even chord shapes over here and voicings of the same chords, then I have more at my disposal to decorate this riff like. And then we can form a plethora of options in our 12-bar structure. So this is the exciting world of chord phrasing. I hope you like this, and if you do, check out the free ebook on bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.